Black mother has a horrible experience while delivering her child. Here's some of the commentary.
Put a finger down if when you were 35 weeks pregnant, you told your boss that you had a backache and you wanted to go home. They asked you to wait an hour. So you go to the bathroom and you feel a slight pain in your stomach, but you think nothing of it until you get out of the bathroom and that pain has intensified by 500 times. You start screaming and someone comes out and calls 911 and they call your husband. Your husband rushes to the hospital and the ambulance rushes you to the hospital. When you get to the hospital, you're put in a room in labor and delivery, and the nurse on labor and delivery tells you to describe your pain. You start crying, telling her exactly how much pain you were in, and she tells you to shut up because she's typing. So you try to shut up, but you're in so much pain that you start screaming, telling her, please, I feel like I'm dying, please help me. And she tells you that if you don't shut up, she's gonna leave the room. So then you quietly beg her to please don't leave the room, just please help you because you feel like you're dying.
Let's put up her picture full mass here. Her name is Mary Catherine. Mary Catherine shared her birth trauma story. Mary Catherine was 35 weeks pregnant when taken to the ER for extreme abdominal and shoulder pain. But instead of being met with help, she was met with medical bias and racism. Mary Catherine continues in the TikTok and says this.
She tells you that she feels like you're faking for pain medicine. And so when she does the check of your baby's heart rate and contraction, she sees that you're not contracting. You tell her you have pain in your shoulders and the pain in your stomach is constant. So you don't believe that they are contractions. You don't know what's going on, but you're in severe pain and you need help. She tells you that you're faking for pain medicine and that you need to tell them what kind of drugs you're on. You let them know that you've actually never taken any drugs in your life. You're not faking for pain medicine. Whatever's going on is serious and you need help. She then tells the doctor to order a drug screen. They order a drug screen and the doctor comes in and the doctor says that they need to do an urgent C-section to get the baby out because the baby's heart rate is decelerating. The nurse looks at the drug screen results and sees that they're negative and tells you in front of the doctor that you need to just tell them what kind of pain medicine, what kind of drugs you're on so that they can help your baby. You start screaming and crying, telling her, please stop saying that I'm on drugs. I'm not on drugs. I'm in severe pain.
I have more video. This is not abnormal for Black women to face this kind of racial discrimination inside of the healthcare system. There's more. Here it is.
So then you go into the operating room. It takes them forever to do your spinal. When you lay down, you lose consciousness within 3 minutes because you start going into a grand mal seizure. They then determined that your blood pressure was 220 over 180, and you actually clearly had eclampsia. Not only did you have eclampsia, but your baby's placenta had detached and your uterus had ruptured from top to bottom, and your baby was laying dead in a puddle of blood in your abdomen. It takes 17 minutes for them to resuscitate your baby. You also lose your heart rate, and that takes them 16 minutes to resuscitate you. When you wake up out of your medically induced coma, they tell you that they airlifted your baby 2 hours away to a better hospital equipped to help him. When you get to the hospital, you're met with a social worker because the hospital lied and told them that you were on drugs. Not only did the hospital lie and tell them you were on drugs, but the hospital also lied and told them that you tested HIV positive, even though you didn't. So you were unable to breastfeed your baby ever. They completely destroyed your birth and almost killed your child.
I have significant background and context here, such a sad story, right? Okay. Nurses commented on TikTok and said, here's what we believe happened. HELLP is what they described. It means hemolysis, elevated liver enzymes, and low platelets. Syndrome is a life-threatening pregnancy complication usually considered to be a variant of preeclampsia. Both conditions usually occur during the later stages of pregnancy or soon after childbirth. Now, I have some great friends at Morehouse School of Medicine where I happened to lecture. And they agreed, all of those symptoms sound case book, what she just described, what the nurse described. Why is it that the medical professionals who accepted this mother refused to engage her as a patient and treated her like a criminal? There's more. The aftermath of the traumatic event is this. In the follow-up, TikTok, Mary Catherine shared that she sued and won 2 lawsuits against the hospital. The nurse lost her job within 2 to 3 weeks of Mary Catherine's childbirth, but it allegedly had nothing to do with her lawsuit. Her being fired came after the doctor filed a formal complaint against that same nurse. Gross negligence. Following the viral TikTok, Mary Catherine also shared an update to her son. Let's put him up. A true miracle. He's happy. He's doing well. He will forever be my miracle baby. He truly makes a determination to beat the odds. I pray that he's never again robbed of all he plans to contribute to our world. To this young child, you are already a hero. You're already a miracle. Greatness is written all over you. Let's talk about the mortality rates of Black women inside of our healthcare system in the United States of America. Black women are 3 times, yep, you heard me right, 3 times more likely to die from a pregnancy-related cause than white women. Multiple factors contribute to these disparities, such as a variation in quality healthcare, underlying chronic conditions, and structural racism, and also implicit bias, which you just got a glimpse of. The CDC has dedicated only 1 week to bring awareness to pregnancy-related deaths like this for Black women. Black Maternal Health Week is recognized each year from April 11 to 17 to bring attention and action in improving Black maternal health. Everyone can play a role in working to prevent pregnancy-related deaths and improving maternal outcomes. Here's the thing, CDC, let's go ahead and make it a month. While you're at it, make it a year. As a matter of fact, how about we just start making it a reality that Black women do not get treated like this in our healthcare systems, because you do have the power of purse and you have the ability to withdraw that funding from hospitals who engage in this kind of systemic, evil, racist, biased behavior. Utilize the power that you already have. So good, you had a board meeting and somebody said, let's give Black women a week. Let's say that we care. Do something. Max, thoughts here.
This is such a horrific story and something I've worked on closely here in New York. The reality is, for Black and brown women, for immigrants, for non-English speakers, this happens every single day. And we could give everyone in America universal health care, Medicare for all, tomorrow. And that's not gonna change those mortality rates until we change the quality of care itself. That culturally appropriate care, care that doesn't call you a liar, call you a drug addict, that doesn't distrust your ability to read your own body. These things are deeply ingrained in the medical profession, and they need to be addressed on a level, on a systemic national level, that we are simply not doing now.
Max, you make such a great point, because even if you do the ultimate funding, if you have structural racism as the implementation factor, people still have to implement, they still have to execute. You will have outcomes that do not seem equal. They are not based in equity. 4 years ago, a study came out that said very clearly, if you are a Black person and you have a Black doctor, you are more likely to live longer than if you are a Black person with a white doctor. That study still exists. That study was broken down by medical experts all across the United States of America. Why? Because of that factor, that bias that exists between medical professional and the person who needs the medical help. We're gonna stay on top of this.